Greetings. In the previous video, we loaded external data, a comma separated file, into CRM Analytics. In this one, we'll load data from Salesforce. We'll, the, Before we do that, let's understand our data. Let's navigate to Sales app by clicking on the app launcher in Salesforce and open one of the opportunity records so we get an idea of what the opportunity record has. So I click on Sales app, Opportunities tab, and I'll open all opportunities. So this gives me a list of opportunities. Just open any opportunity and look at some of the details. Okay. So you'll notice right off the bat that an opportunity is associated with one account. It is associated with an opportunity owner. It also has information about activities it's related to, as well as products. Okay, so what we'll do is let's go back to CRM Analytics and click on Data Manager. Our first step is to extract the data from Salesforce stack into the CRM Analytics stack. In CRM Analytics, the data is denormalized, it's flattened, and it's indexed and compressed, so it's much faster and efficient for querying and analysis. So let's go to connections, and in connections, you'll notice that there's one connection already pre-built for you. This is the SFDC local, meaning Salesforce.com local file. This is the one that connects to all of the objects that you're interested in. If an object is missing, you can go in here and edit objects and add additional objects. For now, we already have the objects we need, which are account, opportunity, and user. Those are the three things we need. So what we'll do is let's sync those objects individually. You can also click on the object and see if you need more or fewer columns. So right now, 28 out of the 64 columns are selected. If you want to exclude a few, you can uncheck them. If you want to include, you can check them. All right. So now that you have that information, go ahead and click on Save. Now your updated object field details are captured here for data sync. Now let's go ahead and do the data sync itself. The first time you do the data sync, you want to set it up to be a full sync. You can also schedule the sync at a connection level. So let's click on Run Full Sync. So that's for the account, that's the parent object, and then you have user. A user may own more than one opportunity. So let's also do a full sync on the user record. And then finally, we'll do a full sync on the opportunity object. Okay. Now that you have queued up the sync, let's go check the status on the jobs monitor. As you can see, these are running. I'll give it a minute and it should load the data. Once the sync is complete, you'll see the updated status here. Be sure to refresh either the pages or click on the refresh icon here. And if you want to see how many records were synced, you can click on any of the job IDs of the object synced, and you will see in this case, opportunity had 706 rows. Okay, so this is the first step where we are extracting the data from Salesforce into CRM Analytics. Now the next step is to create a recipe. So go back to Data Manager, which is where the jobs monitor and connections are, and you will see another menu item called recipes. Click on the recipes and click on new recipe. So this is where we will join three objects that we just synced, your opportunity, account, and user, and create a data set out of it, which we can analyze further or create a dashboard with. So first, let's go find the three objects. Now these three objects are Salesforce objects. So I'm going to uncheck the other two boxes to make it easier to search. And then I see user, opportunity, and account. Okay, make sure the connection is SFDC local as opposed to any other. That way you know you're pulling data from the right connection. And at this time, if you need to adjust any of the objects, you can do that. You can also see if you need to pull any related objects that are of interest to you. And you can even join them by the related column. Okay. Now, if I started opportunity, you'll see all of the related objects. We are bringing in account. This is what we're bringing in. And we are bringing in the owner ID, which is based on the user object. Okay. So let me click on next and do the join. So first I want to join account to opportunity. Remember, we are augmenting opportunities with account information and not the other way around. That means at the end of this join, you will continue to have 706 opportunity records, but now they have account columns as well. Now, account data itself, account object itself has several columns. So what you can do is you can first check the name of the join, that's account, and if you search for account dot, you will see all of the object attributes related to account. Let's say you only want account name and account type. So you can select account name, scroll down till you see account type. Okay, then click on apply. Next, let's rename this joint so it's easy to understand what this is. So I'm going to say here we are augmenting opportunity with account. Click on apply. Next thing we'll do is we'll join the user record to the opportunity. Again, we are augmenting opportunity with user. So I'm going to rename the join to augment opportunity with user. Click on apply. Check the name of the join. It's user. So again, we are not interested in a whole lot of attributes about the user. We just need to know whether the user is active and what city, or let's see, something that every user has, perhaps full name and email address. So let's get these three attributes. All right. Then let's click on apply. Now you can do lots of transformations as you go on the source objects as well as the joins. But at this point, we'll create a simple data set with these three objects joined and nothing else. And in the subsequent video, we'll look at the various transformations that one can do at the recipe. Let's click on output because that's what we are generating right now. And we will call this op with account and user. Copy the name. Now remember, the label can have spaces, but the API name has to cannot have rather any spaces, but you can use underscore or any other separator. Then click on apply. Remember the location, that's where you'll find your data set. Now once you've done that, let's rename the output as well, output nodes label rather, and then click on save and run. That's the name of the recipe. I want to just keep this consistent so it's easy to understand what's the recipe, what's the output it generates, and what's the output node. Okay, once you have this, as you can see here, the recipe is queued to run, and you can go to the data monitor or the jobs monitor to see its status. So we'll give it a minute. Okay, now I refresh this page on the jobs monitor, and as you can see, the recipe ran. Let's click on the job ID so you can see what was going on. And there are three input nodes as we added in the recipe. Opportunity brought in 706 rows, user 28 rows, but these were appended to the opportunity, and account had 1001 row, which again got augmented the opportunity. So the net result is you have 706 rows of opportunities augmented with user and account data. Now what we can do is go back to Jobs Monitor and click on Data Assets. So here you should see your opportunity. So let's check for the name of our data set. So opportunity with account and user. So when I click on it, you will see details about it. When was it created, number of rows, which recipe was used to create it, where it's located. And you can also click on explore. So here it creates a lens, and of course you can embed this lens in a dashboard and you can do further analysis. So here I have 706 rows of the opportunity. I can organize it by account type and so forth. All right. So that should give us an idea of how to sync data from Salesforce, bring in the right fields, right objects, join them in a recipe, do transformations if needed, and then you have your data set that can be used in lenses and dashboards. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.